Right now on WHAS11 News at 5, consultations are underway for medical cannabis cards. I'm Alexandra Goldberg, and I'll have the numbers on how many patients applied.
And mixed reaction to President Trump's executive orders on immigration. Will Kentucky enforce it, and how?
4 officers shot on the job in the last 2 years, how they're recovering and how the city is honoring them.
And where's your mail? We've been hearing from you. No mail for 2 weeks or more across Kentuckiana. Tonight, you're going to hear from WHAS 11 viewers and others who say it's been a problem long before the winter storm. That story is new at 5:30, coming up on WHAS 11 News.
First, right here at 5 o'clock, we are in the middle of a cold blast. Take a look at the temperatures right here on your screen all across Kentuckiana, this part of the country, and it's not heading out just yet. Thanks so much for joining us here at 5. I'm Shay McAllister.
And I'm Doug Profit. Welcome back, stranger.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Our first newscast. We weren't on yesterday because of the inauguration coverage and that.
It feels good to be back, and baby Graham is with my mom, safe and sound.
I know Tracy is loving being such a great grandmother.
She is, and she's doing a great job.
She is a great grandmother. I don't mean to say she's a great grandmother.
That's right. Graham is the first, but we really are. We love having that little baby around.
Beautiful girl. Well, you know, I gave it a test today running around town on this cold weather. It just cuts right through you, Ben. You just couldn't put enough on.
Yeah, it is stinging cold is what we have. This deep freeze is going to linger through tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow morning, likely the coldest it's been so far. That's why we have a weather impact alert for tomorrow morning. Just limiting our time outdoors. If you got to be out there, covering up as much skin as possible with those warm layers. Current temperatures, not wind chill, at 13 in Louisville, single digits over southern Indiana, still with that snowpack where we do not have snow on the ground south. Just a little less cold, 15 degrees right now as we look down towards Munfordville, 13 in Lebanon. You factor in that breeze out there. 6 below is what it feels like in Seymour, 8 below in Paoli, 0 in Louisville. So looking at sub-zero wind chills out there, and even a little bit worse north, 18 below is what it feels like in Indianapolis. So that polar air on top of us, stable air here with some sunshine. There's this record-breaking snow over the deep south, the Gulf Coast, getting anywhere from around 4 to 8 inches of snow in many locations. We do have the cold weather advisory that continues through 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Again, advising us to try to keep warm any way you've been doing it here lately. So wind chills are going to be sub-zero this evening, down to around 5 to 10 below out the door tomorrow morning. So take care out there. And then tomorrow afternoon, wind chills in the teens as our high temperatures go into the 20s. So sub-zero wind chills, 3, the low temperature tonight, 16 at noon tomorrow. More severe cold for our Wednesday, just a little less cold with 26 tomorrow afternoon. We'll look at the time when we're going to start to thaw things out coming up in our 7-day forecast.
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
President Donald Trump signing several executive orders yesterday declaring a national emergency at the southern border. Among those orders, plans to reinstate Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, end birthright citizenship in the country, and finish construction of a wall along the entire southern border.
It comes as states like Kentucky are preparing for Donald Trump's mass deportation plan and what it may require cities just like Louisville to do. Isaiah Kim Martinez and our senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are following this story today. And Isaiah, you asked the mayor's office about enforcement. This couldn't be a surprise since Donald Trump's been talking about this for quite some time.
Right, and I was told it was almost, Doug, a hypothetical question when in reality, we're going to be seeing a lot more of this here in the days and months to come. The mayor spokesperson said the Trump administration hasn't made any requests of the city related to immigration and customs enforcement, saying, again, they're not in a position to answer hypothetical questions, but it's only day 2.
And I love this country. I love this nation.
Mixed reactions in Louisville following President Donald Trump's signing of several executive orders to crack down on undocumented immigrants.
A lot of people think that Donald Trump don't want letting people, but they are wrong. Donald Trump wants to keep all the people safe.
Josue Diaz, a Cuban-American, moved to the U.S. just before Trump's first term.
The people that do good things will be good. So Donald Trump is keeping the house safe.
Dr. Mohammed Babar, a physician, immigrated here from Pakistan and has lived in Louisville for 20 years.
We need to have policies in a gradual way rather than we create chaos. So I hope that our city council adheres to our resolution and LMPD does not become a tool of some frantic policies.
A Metro Police spokesperson confirmed they'll keep following that 2017 city immigration policy adopted during Trump's first term. It said LMPD would only help ICE officers if there is a criminal warrant, when a crime has occurred, or when there's a clear public danger. Mayor Craig Greenberg with this to say.
So far, we're not aware of any executive orders that were issued yesterday that will change our approach to the way that we are running the city on a day-to-day basis.
Through executive order, Trump has declared a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border as part of his promise for mass deportations, starting with violent criminals.
It costs somewhere in the neighborhood of $88 billion to deport, let's say, 1 million individuals. We do not have those resources and we do not have the personnel. What will happen is mass detention.
State Representative and immigration attorney Nima Kulkarni of Louisville, a Democrat, worries the legal and financial responsibility will fall on the cities, already burdened by staffing shortages.
So they should be prepared and they should know, I mean, is this something we can do? Is it an unfunded mandate that the federal government just expects us to foot the bill for?
But Senate Majority Caucus Chair Robbie Mills, a Republican, believes the Trump administration will help with manpower and funding.
I'm hopeful that the federal government is going to communicate with state governments on the process. You know, step 1, 2, 3. How do you remove somebody from a community that's violated the law that's not supposed to be here?
And again, so many of us are waiting. What is this enforcement going to look like? You can imagine the Trump admin is probably going to start with some of those bigger cities closer to the border, maybe some sanctuary cities, before making his way to cities in Kentucky, would just be my educated guess.
Well, Robbie Mills talking about possible state intervention. Well, what could that look like? We all think it would involve maybe some law enforcement, possibly, or even a higher level. Is that the case?
It could possibly be even through legislation too. I mean, we know that Frankfurt, Republicans in Frankfurt have made no qualms about targeting Louisville specifically in legislation if they feel it's necessary. So if they feel like Louisville's not getting in line when it comes to this enforcement, again, they did not rule that out. Robbie Mills didn't. And then comes the question of, will they fund more officers? Because ultimately that is what the whole country and cities would need for this.
All right. Thank you, Isaiah. Well, also new here tonight at 5, we've learned over 1,400 patients have applied for medical marijuana cards statewide. But there's a process you have to follow to qualify, and that includes seeing a specific medical marijuana practitioner.
That person will tell you if you meet the requirements. WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg joins us now in studio with a deeper look at that process. So, Alexandra, how are patients getting certified, and are they actually getting any of those products just yet?
Doug Shea, I'm told it's all about obtaining that written certification from a practitioner. I'm told by healthcare professionals that while these appointments are underway across the state, the product will take months to stock the shelves because of the law.
The acceptance is going to allow people to reach out for a certificate and get help in ways that they never thought that they could have before.
Teresa Piercy is the owner of the Cordelia Health Clinic in Middletown. She's one of 307 healthcare professionals statewide that are authorized to see clients for medical cannabis cards.
I was fully booked last week with those appointments, which is really exciting.
New numbers from the Cabinet for Health and Family Services show more than 1,400 people have filed applications. Many of those patients are claiming chronic pain.
Most people have questions just about the timing of dispensaries, the cost of the cannabis, and a lot of those questions we don't have concrete answers for yet, considering the dispensaries are not open.
That's because the law mandates cannabis is Kentucky grown, from seed to sale. Piercy said while product isn't yet available, the consultations are underway.
And the appointment is really casual. We just get to meet each other to establish what's called a bona fide patient-practitioner relationship.
You show documentation for your diagnosis or get help getting a diagnosis for any of the 6 qualifying conditions. Those are cancer, chronic pain, epilepsy, PTSD, muscle spasms, and chronic vomiting. PRC is pushing for more access in the future.
I think the research is there and we're at a great starting point right now, so I'm thankful that we have what we have now and we can grow from here.
And she says the implications go beyond the exam room.
What I find really exciting is people who have never considered this as a treatment option before and who are embracing the culture change and the culture shift of de-villainizing cannabis.
Her goal as a practitioner is to promote more natural therapeutic options for patients.
The goal should not be to have people on multiple medications, multiple prescription medications. It should be to help them find ways in their lifestyle to heal their bodies and to not cause more harm.
Well, products aren't on the shelves, but Governor Andy Beshear did sign an executive order in 2022 that allows Kentuckians with these medical cards to go and purchase cannabis from other states and legally possess it here in Kentucky. Live in the studio, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11 on your side.
All right, Alexandra, thank you very much. Now an update on the future of Givaudan, the Clifton factory that exploded in November. A spokesperson announced today the company will not be rebuilding on that Payne Street site. It went on to say it is considering different spots for a future facility, both in Kentucky and in neighboring states. This comes after people who live nearby petitioned the company to build elsewhere. The investigation is still underway there at the site. It likely will be for several more months. Company officials also announced today home and business owners could see insurance payments for damage repairs as soon as next month. The city honored 4 officers today who were shot in the years since Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg took office.
There's Nick Wilt, of course. He was fresh on the force when he showed incredible bravery rushing towards the Old National Bank mass shooter. Joining him for the honors today, 3 other officers who have been shot and injured. WHAS 11's Ian Hardwick talked to one of them.
Right above the knee, he went through from the front and got stuck in the back. Every day, every run we make, we are always cautious about what may happen. But again, when it happens, it's a surprise, but nothing has changed.
Officer Laxman Akaria is back patrolling Louisville's streets. An immigrant from Nepal, he joined the force in November 2021. But this last November,
My man, give us your hands.
He and Officer Brendan Kerner got shot by the same bullet while arresting a man suspected of stealing a car. This is Akaria's body camera view, frozen as the gunshot went off the night before he planned to fly out and see his girlfriend. Joining Akaria for the ceremony, former LMPD officer Nick Wilt. His twin brother, Zach Wilt, admired Nick's recovery.
He walked all the way from the parking lot all the way up here, which was not going to happen this time last year.
And for these 4 officers, those bullets came close to making them make the ultimate sacrifice. It's why the Louisville Metro Police Foundation says, like this flame, we should always
remember that all of the officers that you see out here are willing to make the same sacrifice.
Like Officer Brandon Haley did during a traffic stop in the Chickasaw neighborhood, where he also took a bullet
to his lungs, diaphragm, and liver.
Each of the 4 men are still recovering in their own ways. In Louisville, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11, on your side.
And the Louisville Metro Police Foundation, by the way, is a separate nonprofit that supports police and their families, like the 4 officers you saw honored today. We've got a link to their website at WHAS11.com.